There comes a point in life when you suddenly realize that the opinions of others have shaped too many of your choices. For decades, I stood in front of my closet asking myself, what will people think if I wear this? I let invisible rules dictate how I dressed, how I carried myself, and even how I felt about my own body. But one day, I made a decision that changed everything. I stopped caring what people think of my outfits. This shift did not happen overnight. It began with a quiet whisper inside me, reminding me that fashion over 60 should not feel like a list of restrictions, but a source of freedom. I started to notice how much energy I wasted trying to fit into expectations that had nothing to do with who I truly was. And I realized something powerful. Style is not about approval, it is about authenticity. From that moment forward, every outfit became a reflection of my inner confidence rather than an attempt to please the outside world. I embraced elegant outfits for mature women that made me feel alive, not just appropriate. I discovered anti-aging style secrets that had nothing to do with chasing youth, but everything to do with celebrating the woman I had become. So if you've ever stood in front of a mirror and felt the weight of other people's opinions pressing on your shoulders, this video is for you. By the end, you'll walk away with practical tips, fresh inspiration, and above all, the freedom to wear what truly expresses you. And this is only the beginning, because once you stop dressing for others, you open the door to a new kind of elegance that no rulebook could ever define. Breaking free from outdated fashion rules. For many of us, the earliest fashion lessons we were given were not lessons in freedom, but lessons in limits. We were told to avoid bright colors after a certain age, to cover our arms, to hide our knees, and to tone everything down. These so-called rules were meant to protect us from judgment, but in reality, they often robbed us of joy. The truth is that style evolves, and so should we. What looked daring at 25 can look sophisticated at 65. A bold red dress that once felt too loud suddenly becomes a statement of confidence. Wide-leg trousers, once called impractical, now give us the elegance and comfort we deserve. And pastel shades that were once dismissed as too sweet can highlight silver hair with radiant grace. The rules we grew up with were never meant to last a lifetime. When I finally let go of these outdated restrictions, I discovered the beauty of dressing for myself. Fashion over 60 is not about hiding. It is about highlighting. Instead of asking, is this age appropriate? I began asking, does this outfit reflect who I am today? That single shift changed everything. It allowed me to experiment again, to rediscover forgotten pieces, and to step into styles I had once denied myself. And here is the best part. People respond differently when you stop apologizing for your choices. Strangers compliment the sparkle in your scarf, the way your blazer fits just right, or the confidence you radiate in a simple white blouse. They are not praising the rule-following version of you. They are celebrating the real you. So let's agree on one thing. There are no universal rules for dressing after 60. There is only your personal style, shaped by your experiences, your body, and your spirit. Breaking free from outdated fashion rules is the first step toward reclaiming that power. And once you've released those old limits, the next question naturally arises. How do you begin building a style that truly belongs to you? Finding your personal style instead of chasing trends. Once you've freed yourself from outdated fashion rules, the next step is discovering what truly feels like you. For too long, many of us have dressed to fit into someone else's mold, whether it was a magazine spread, a neighbor's opinion, or even the approval of family members. But fashion over 60 is no longer about proving you can keep up. It's about building a personal style that reflects your story. Personal style is not about following every trend that hits the runway. Trends are fleeting, but your style is timeless. Think of it as your signature, a unique expression that speaks before you say a word. For some women, it may be crisp white shirts paired with tailored trousers. For others, it could be flowy dresses in soft fabrics that move with elegance. The secret is to choose pieces that align with who you are, not who others expect you to be. To begin, pay attention to what makes you feel at ease. Which colors bring out the glow in your skin and hair? Maybe jewel tones like emerald or sapphire make you feel radiant, or perhaps soft neutrals give you the calm sophistication you crave. Which fabrics do you reach for most? Silk that glides across your skin, or structured cotton that feels dependable? These preferences are clues pointing you toward your true style identity. Another way to define your signature look is by focusing on lifestyle. A woman who spends her days gardening and traveling may favor practical, breathable fabrics. A woman who attends luncheons, events, or church gatherings may lean toward elegant dresses and refined accessories. Neither choice is better. They are simply reflections of different lives, both equally beautiful. When you begin to lean into your personal style, something magical happens. You stop comparing yourself to others. You no longer wonder if your outfit is trendy enough. Instead, you feel grounded in the knowledge that your style is authentic. This confidence shines through more than any runway-inspired look ever could. Building a wardrobe that reflects your essence also saves time and energy. Instead of chasing seasonal trends, you invest in timeless fashion. Pieces that work year after year, supporting an anti-aging style that never feels outdated. And the result is liberating. Once you uncover the foundation of your personal style, a new challenge arises. How do you learn to love the body you're dressing, even when it no longer looks the way it once did? Confidence in your present body, no comparison, no shame. One of the biggest barriers to style after 60 is not the lack of clothing options, it's the way we feel about our changing bodies. Over the years, we've been taught to criticize ourselves, to pinch at our waistlines, to sigh at the lines on our arms, or to compare our reflection to younger versions of ourselves. But true elegance begins when we stop apologizing for the body we live in today. Your body has carried you through decades of laughter, love, and challenges. Every curve, every wrinkle, every change tells a story of resilience. Why should that ever be hidden? Confidence is not about pretending you look like you did at 30. It's about celebrating who you are at 60, 70, or beyond. And when you choose fashion that honors your present self, you radiate a beauty that no trend can replace. Instead of focusing on what you want to cover, shift your perspective toward what you want to highlight. Maybe your neckline is graceful. Show it off with a V-neck blouse. Maybe your legs are strong and beautiful. Let them shine in a chic midi skirt. If your hair has turned silver, wear colors like navy or burgundy that make it gleam with sophistication. Fashion over 60 is not about disguising, it's about showcasing. And let's release the burden of comparison. Your style journey is not measured against your daughters or your younger selves. It belongs to you, right here, right now. When you stop comparing, you give yourself permission to enjoy clothes again. Dressing becomes less about hiding flaws and more about expressing joy. Plus size fashion over 60, petite fashion over 60, tall frames, curvy shapes, it all belongs in the world of elegance. Confidence has no size. The real beauty comes when you step into a room knowing you are dressed for yourself, not for approval. When you begin to trust your body and honor it with style, your wardrobe transforms from a source of frustration into a source of power. And once that confidence takes root, the next step is learning how to elevate your look with subtle choices that create timeless elegance. The power of subtle choices. Once you've embraced your present body with confidence, the real magic comes from the small, thoughtful decisions you make in your wardrobe. Fashion over 60 doesn't have to be loud or overcomplicated to make an impact. In fact, it's often the subtle choices, the cut of a blazer, the drape of a fabric, the shade of a scarf, that create the most powerful impression. Think about fabric first. Soft, breathable fabrics like linen and silk move with grace, while structured cotton and wool bring quiet strength. The right fabric doesn't just feel good, it communicates sophistication without you ever saying a word. When you choose materials that honor your skin and bring comfort, you naturally exude confidence. Then consider color. A carefully chosen palette can create an anti-aging style effect, lifting your complexion and making your silver hair shine. Jewel tones like emerald green or sapphire blue highlight vitality, while warm neutrals like camel and ivory bring timeless elegance. Sometimes the most powerful style choice is as simple as finding the shade that makes you glow. Accessories also play a subtle but transformative role. A string of pearls, a leather handbag in a classic silhouette, or a silk scarf draped just right. These details whisper elegance rather than shout for attention. They tell the world that you understand the art of refinement, that your style is intentional, not accidental. Luxury fashion over 60 doesn't mean filling your closet with designer labels. It means choosing quality over quantity. One well-tailored coat can outshine a dozen trendy jackets. A pair of perfectly fitted trousers can carry you through years of occasions. When you invest in timeless pieces, you are investing in yourself. And here's the secret: subtlety doesn't mean boring, it means mastering the quiet details that make an outfit unforgettable. The drape of a shawl, the way your shoes elongate your legs, the harmony between your hair color and your jewelry, all these choices add up to a style that feels effortlessly elegant. With every subtle choice, you are not just dressing your body, you are shaping the impression you leave behind. And once you begin to feel the power of these details, the final step is the most liberating of all, embracing fashion as your personal declaration of freedom. Fashion as freedom and a personal declaration. By the time you reach your 60s, something remarkable happens. You begin to realize that fashion is no longer about rules, approval, or even practicality alone. It becomes a language, a declaration, a way of saying to the world, "This is who I am, and I am not afraid to be seen." When I stopped caring what others thought of my outfits, I discovered the joy of dressing as an act of self-expression. No more hiding behind safe choices. No more asking if something was too bold or too young. Instead, I began asking a more powerful question. Does this outfit reflect my freedom? That shift changed my entire perspective. Fashion over 60 is not just about clothing, it's about spirit. A flowing maxi dress in a vibrant print can say, "I am full of life." A sharp tailored blazer can declare, "I am strong and capable." A silk scarf tied with care can whisper, "I value elegance in the smallest details." Every piece you choose tells a story, and the story is uniquely yours. When you give yourself permission to treat fashion as a personal manifesto, you reclaim your voice. You are no longer dressing to fade into the background. You are dressing to live fully, loudly, and beautifully. This is what true anti-aging style looks like. It has nothing to do with pretending to be younger and everything to do with embodying confidence at any age. And here's the beauty of it. Once you step into that freedom, people notice, not because you followed a trend, but because you radiate authenticity. The compliments become less about the clothes themselves and more about the way you carry yourself. Style stops being a costume and starts being a reflection of your essence. So the next time you stand in front of your closet, remember this: your wardrobe is not just fabric and stitching. It is your canvas, it is your declaration, it is your freedom. And when fashion becomes your declaration of self, there's only one way to complete the journey: by embracing the joy of living unapologetically. A lesson we'll bring together in the final reflection. Conclusion. Inspiring summary. Final reflection. Looking back at this journey, we began by breaking free from the outdated rules that tried to limit us. We then moved toward discovering personal style, the kind that belongs only to you and no one else. We spoke about embracing your present body, honoring it as a gift rather than a burden. We explored the subtle choices, those quiet details of fabric, color, and accessories that carry immense power. And finally, we reached the heart of it all: fashion as freedom, as a declaration of who you are. The truth is simple but profound. Fashion over 60 is not about pleasing others, it's about pleasing yourself. It's about waking up each morning, opening your closet, and choosing outfits that speak to your spirit. When you do this, you are not just getting dressed, you are writing your own story. And that is why style is the most beautiful anti-aging secret. It is not found in creams or treatments alone. It is found in the way you carry yourself when you know you are dressing authentically. When you wear clothes that reflect your joy, you appear youthful not because you are trying to look younger, but because you are radiating confidence. So the next time you feel that old hesitation, the voice whispering, "What will people think?" pause and remind yourself, their opinions are not your compass. Your heart is, your life is, your story is. You deserve elegant outfits for mature women that celebrate your beauty. You deserve fashion confidence after 60 that allows you to step into the world with grace. And above all, you deserve the freedom to express yourself unapologetically. If this message has spoken to you, I invite you to stay connected. Subscribe, join this community, and continue exploring the many ways we can all live with style, confidence, and joy. And if you're ready for the next chapter, don't miss the upcoming video, where we dive even deeper into the fashion rules I refuse to follow at 65, because elegance only grows stronger with time.